It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, January 7th, 2020. It's 7 a.m.
Whoop, whoop. That's all I got.
Already?
Let's see if Mickey can do a whoop whoop a little better than I can, maybe. 4 weeks now, my throat's been like this, and I can't sound like a dog howling.
You've been coon hunting all night?
It sounds like doesn't it?
Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome down on the corner program. And Dale Hoffman, your host. Scooter Callis is here as well, and Judge Mickey Pendergrass. Hope your Tuesday. This is the first Tuesday of 2020. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
It's the day I officially get old.
How's that?
I wish my baby a happy birthday, and he's 40 today. So
The youngest is 40.
the youngest is 40 today. About an hour from now, yep, he'll be 40 years old.
Wow. Youngest is 40.
I'm going to be nice. I'm not even going to make a comment about this.
You know what your taxes going to do you? And don't call the judge old.
There you go.
Down on the Corner is brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. As you heard Jacqueline say in the introduction, we've got 3 locations to serve you. We've got 62 East Plaza. We got Balmer Boulevard, which at this time of morning we'll be getting busy with schools back in session after the Christmas break. And, of course, we got Baxter Regional Medical Center. Have you been at the hospital? Have they finished that remodel yet? Been out there in the main lobby?
I was there a couple of weeks ago, but no, it wasn't done.
Really?
They were still working pretty feverishly.
Before Christmas?
Yeah, right at
Christmas?
yeah.
So, Brewed Awakening may be in the lobby, and they may still be in the trailer out by
There wasn't anything there that day because I was looking for some coffee. It was early morning.
Early
It
morning.
was earlier than this, so.
I'm glad you were looking for coffee and not in like the last time you went in.
Well, the ER has a coffee pot, so I found it.
In the ER?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's needing coffee really bad when you got to go to ER to get coffee.
Some place there was.
Other
But,
than that,
they were working pretty hard on it. It looked like they were starting to stock it and get it ready, so it may be open now.
It may be open by now. I need to run out there and find out.
That was a couple of weeks because, yeah, that was always a good place. They had a lot of choices of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I went
Don't
in
be
there.
better when they get
You
there.
know, he's been saying this every show for the last 2 weeks. I need to get out there. I need to see if they're open yet. I need
Well,
you haven't
if he'd get in his vehicle and drive out there.
I tell you what, he needs to go out and drive, say, 101, 201, either direction. About 6 o'clock in the morning, when he hits those deer and they rush him to the ER, he'll get there.
Yeah, he'll know. He'll know.
There's a
why
way
I
of
was
doing
there.
it.
Then he gets in there and it's like, no, sir, all you can have is ice chips.
Gee, thanks.
Be right in front of you when they kick you out of ER.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Mike and the staff do a great job at all 3 locations. Be sure to check them out today. 2 of them are drive-throughs, and one guy attempted drive-through, and he's doing 3 to 20 for going through the lobby. But remember that day?
Yeah, I do.
Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. Across the state of Arkansas, 29 to serve you with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Right here in Mountain Home, talk to Bruce, Charlotte, Brad, Chris, anybody there can help you. What can you say about Roller Funeral Home? When they say with all our respect, they mean it. Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect across the state of Arkansas right here in Mountain Home. And when the need arises, call on Roller Funeral Homes. Do your pre-planning. You can talk to any of them out there and they can guide you through the pre-planning stages and whatever it takes. Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect. Let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, so much going on in the world right now. Fires in Australia, earthquakes in Puerto Rico, and then threats from Iran. There's a good possibility, had we as a worldwide people would actually listen and obey Christ, we wouldn't be in this mess. Lord, bring rain to Australia, help rescue workers in Puerto Rico, and Lord, no one wants war, but we're tired of being bullied by a bunch of Islamic terrorists. Help us as a country end terrorism. Guide our leaders, give them wisdom, and help us put an end to terrorism. That's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
here it comes.
Dun, dun, dun. It's getting
You're
a little
off an
better.
octave. Come on.
I can't hit it. My voice will go. Wah.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Retire to Arkansas.net.
About 4 more weeks, I can probably hit it if it clears out. I'm literally been on 4 weeks of this.
Terrible.
Yeah, kid, just can't shake it.
Wow. Let's take a look at the White River. Hey, it's
clear.
Ooh. Beautiful sunrise over the White River. The camera's in Marion County, Arkansas. You're looking at Baxter County, Arkansas.
I should have asked because I think you would have went foggy today.
I would have gone foggy today, yeah. And looking into Cotter, Arkansas, you see the bridge lights are still on 62-412 on the left side of the screen. Sunrise, of course, on the horizon, and the beautiful little town of Cotter, Arkansas. It's brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda's Adore at Century 21 Lemac Real Estate. For all your real estate needs, check out the website, retiretoarkansas.net. You too can go in and log in on the White River Shot. Little camera icon, you can take pictures. This weekend would be a good time to watch that when the rain and the thunderstorms roll through and you see the lightning and everything. And so Bob and Linda's Adore for all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793, retiretoarkansas.net. And they need some listings, so now's the time to get listed. It's only January 7th, so
they're still moving. I mean, they're still moving the traffic.
$170 million worth of real estate in this MLS last year. My goodness.
Unreal. You would thought it would have really slowed down about right now, and it's
well, they do 2.1 million, I think, last week they reported when he's here yesterday. So my goodness, the real estate market's still going, but they need listings. And Linda is a professional stager, so when you list your home with the Z-Team, they can come in and set it up for that certain eye appeal, like, ooh, you know. And sometimes they don't even get the sign in the yard before, hey, I think I know somebody that wanted to buy this house, you know.
She does an amazing job with, you know, they come out and help you stage the home to where it looks, gives it that extra eye appeal, and then they do all the pictures. And it's all about presentation when you look at selling your home, and that's one of their key focuses. And you know, you look at all these little extras that they do and all this, and it doesn't cost you anything. I mean, they don't charge you for that part of it. That's just added benefit.
You're right. The Z-Team, 870-405-0793, retiretoarkansas.net. Weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Right now, 38 degrees in Mountain Home, 39 at Flippin, 36 in Harrison, 39 in Yellow, 32 in Salem, Arkansas, Calico Rock at 38, Mountain View at 25, a little bit cold there. Around the region, St. Louis is checking in at 32, same in Poplar Bluff and West Plains, 36 in Branson. And Watford City, North Dakota, where my son works, is 14 degrees this morning. Woo, cold up yonder.
They can have it.
National radar, we've got precip in Washington, Idaho, and Montana, a little bit just northwest of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a little bit in the southern tip of North Dakota, the southeast corner there. And then, how do you describe this? You got snow and rain in West Virginia, and you got snow and rain in West Virginia, or the western portion of Virginia. So you got West Virginia and the western portion of Virginia both getting the same rain and snow. How would you describe it?
I thought you did a pretty good job.
Then we got west of Charlotte, North Carolina, all the way back just to the east of Nashville, down to Atlanta, Georgia. And other than that, that's about it. Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Oklahoma all clear at this time. We'll zoom in and take a look at the highways in Arkansas, 62, 412 east and west. You can see on the shot from the Z-Team's camera there that it's pretty clear out there. So 62, 412 east and west of Mountain Homes in good shape. We've got Highway 65 in good shape, Little Rock to Branson, 67, 167, Little Rock, Batesville on up to Poplar Bluff, 167 looks good. Your interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555 in Arkansas. Looking good at this time. Interstate 55, Memphis, Blytheville to St. Louis, Cape Girardeau in good shape. I-70, Kansas City, Columbia, Jeff City, St. Louis in good shape. I-44 across the state of Missouri looks good too. East St. Louis, Illinois, east on I-64 in good shape. I-57 in Illinois, no problems there. Good day to travel across the Midwest part of the country. Watches, watches and warnings. This soft green stuff popped up. So, Scooter, I'm going to hit this in Arkansas, so we know there's a couple. Get a load of this now. When I hit Arkansas right here, I'm going to scroll down to this screen. The lighter green is a flood warning from Dyersburg, Tennessee down to Memphis, and the darker green will be a flood advisory, which stretches just west of Jonesboro back up to Corning, Poplar Bluff area, and all the way down south of Memphis, Tennessee. Oxford, Mississippi, Tupelo is in this. Now I do want to scroll up, and this is from the National Weather Service. This is what we can anticipate coming in on the 7-day. And so heavy rainfall will be possible Friday through Saturday, leading to an increased risk of flooding. Strong to severe thunderstorms will be possible Friday evening through Saturday afternoon. Now this is showing Jonesboro. It's showing like Lone Oak, Carlisle, West Memphis, and then we've got, of course, the I-55 all the way up to the Boot Hill, Missouri. So this does include portions of northeast Arkansas. Now before it gets to the Mississippi River, it's got to come through us first. So Jonesboro, Paragould, Dyersburg, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Clarksville, Mississippi, Oxford, Mississippi, everybody here is under this threat. And the new I-22 there, used to be Highway 78, is now Interstate 22 is affected by this as well, as long as I-40 around Memphis and I-55 coming out of Memphis. So heads up, folks, heads up. 7-day forecast today, bright sunshiny skies, high of 53, low of 30 tonight, high of 59 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, increasing clouds, low of 44, high of 59 on Thursday. 40 to a 70% chance of rain, then showers likely. Thunderstorms on Thursday night, and they're calling for a 90% chance for us right now. That goes into Friday, and Friday night it says a 90% chance on Thursday evening, Friday all day, and Friday night. 90% Friday night, then Saturday, rain likely. I was watching one of the models on one of the TV stations. I think it was Ron Hurst last night. We could get as much as 2.4.
I wouldn't call Ron Hurst a model.
Boy, if he sees us, we're in trouble.
Go ahead, though.
The models that he was showing on the computer.
Oh, the weather models.
The weather models. There you go.
Okay.
We could get as much as 2.5 inches. So, anyway. Oh, boy. Okay. Checking iDrive Arkansas. No accidents or anything like that. This just popped up in Little Rock. 338 is just a state highway closure down there. A lot of little pop-ups here this morning on some state highways. They're having some work done on them all of a sudden. It wasn't here yesterday. State of Missouri, we had another little icon pop up in extreme southern Missouri and Ripley County. Route in closed due to a work zone right there. It's a county road down there in southeast Missouri. Missouri highways are in good shape right now. I-70, Highway 65, 61, 60, 67, all looking good at this time. Real quick, before the rains come through, we'll check the drought monitor updated on January 2nd. Southwest Arkansas has anywhere from a D0, D1 to a D2, and that's in extreme southern Miller County, I believe. And so hopefully when the rains come through, it'll alleviate that problem in Southwest Arkansas. Missouri's still in pretty good shape and getting dry, but no drought conditions at this time. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zador, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793, retirettoarkansas.net. Community calendar-wise, the Beaufort Volunteer Fire Department's annual meeting is at 6 o'clock on January 9th at Station 4. The Mountain VFW Thursday Dance, January 9th from 6:30 to 10 o'clock. Looks like it's a $5 per person charge for that. And then the Knights of Columbus Paul Bunyan Breakfast this Saturday, the 11th. At St. Peter the Fisherman Catholic Church from 7:30 to 10:30, brought to you by the Knights of Columbus. They do a great breakfast at the Catholic Church. It's a lot of fun. $6.50 for adults, $3 for children. And go on out and enjoy any of these events. Also coming up on the 15th, we have Build Your Own Ice Cream Sundae, the fundraiser. This is Wednesday, January 15th from 11 to 12:30. During the lunchtime hour for $3, you come in and build your own sundae. All proceeds support the Van Mater Senior Center's Meals on Wheels. Mickey, you got something coming up?
Oh, go ahead.
Do I have?
I got to talk about the French Club.
Yes, got Chili's.
What day is that? Do you know?
Don't think that's on my schedule. I have to look at the emails.
They
going back to Canada?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
My daughter did that trip. It was awesome.
That's right, yeah.
She
Let me see if I can
really
find it here,
enjoyed
'cause
that.
I shared it on one of the pages here.
And now she's going on a trip to Germany and Spain and all over through there.
Tell us what you got coming up, Scooter. While I'm looking for
Wrestling. We've got a lot of wrestling coming up this week. Thursday night, talking about the high school wrestling, the varsity boys will be traveling to Jonesboro for a dual meet down there. And then Friday, the girls team will be traveling to Searcy for a meet down there, and then Saturday we'll take the varsity boys again back down to Pulaski Academy for a big open tournament they got down there. So we've got 3 days of wrestling coming up here shortly. It's a busy weekend.
Mountain High School French Club will have a chili supper to raise funds for the summer 2020 trip to Quebec, Friday, January 31st from 4 to 7 p.m. They're at Mexico too, yeah. And it's going to be at Century 21 Lemac Real Estate Office across from McDonald's. $5 a bowl of chili, dessert, bottle of water. It's really good.
Please come eat it all.
If they don't eat it all, you get leftovers?
Yes, I do.
And I will put this out there for the wrestling team. They still got that car that they're selling tickets for a chance to win a car. It's a 2004 Ford Mustang convertible. Beautiful car. It's only got 78,000 miles on it. It's $25 a ticket, or you can buy 5 tickets for $100. And if they just want to call me, my number's 404-5981. I can make sure I get them the tickets.
Sounds good. All right. Our guest today is
hold on. He was.
You got one?
Did you have? He has that look in his face.
He's got 2 phones going out over here.
There is something going on with him. And
I just recall I've got a trip to make tomorrow. I just saw that on my calendar. Okay.
Fun.
Be on another TV, AETN.
So, are you? Going down to Conway, huh?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
Time for a break. Mickey Pendergrass, our guest, so stick around. Be right back.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
End of the year clearance on all G3 boats and Yamaha motors at Henderson Marine. Come check out the low prices on 2019 model G3 fishing boats and G3 Suncatcher pontoons. Henderson Marine offers in-house financing and is your local authorized Yamaha service center. Need parts, accessories, water toys? They got them too. Need to winterize? Call Henderson Marine today to schedule your winterization. When maintenance matters, call Henderson Marine at 870-488-5600.
Come see us today at Henderson Marine.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products. Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
$7:21, Mickey Pendergrass, Baxter County Judge, our guest today. Happy New Year. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Happy New Year to you. It's good to be around and good to be seen.
Wow. January 2020.
Here we are. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what's new? Things good?
Yeah, we got the year started. All the bugs worked out, and a lot of adjustments and things going on in the county as far as personnel and salary with all the minimum wages and other things that's hit us and all the budget work we did getting ready for this, and now we got to get it all in there and try to do a payroll this week. So it's been fun, but the rest of it's just going along, doing what we normally do, getting close to finishing the jail and working on some projects with Road and Bridge that we do in the winter time. But business as usual. Don't seem like another decade.
Yep. Wow. It sure is. 2020. Can you believe it? You know, talking about the wage increase, went to Subway somewhere around January 2nd or 3rd. And the normal sandwich I get was like, I said, that's 73 cents higher than it was last time. It says wage increase. Mm-hmm. Prices are going up, people.
I say that somebody went in and eat the same breakfast they'd been eating for weeks or months, and it was $1 higher this week. Yep. So yes, that's part of it. But the county can't raise prices, so we have to deal with it. Otherwise, we're kind of locked in. And as you know, there's effective this year. There's an increase in the real estate millage to help pay for all that, but that gives us some stabilization of our revenue behind us. Sales taxes have been growing, and the last report from 2 months ago, and we're thinking that December's report this year, which we'll get in February, will be extremely well. But it's been growing all year. We're bringing a lot of business into Mountain Home, into the Baxter County area, so that speaks well for all the economy here. May not speak so well from those around us where those people come from, but we're doing here. So I'd have to look at the numbers again overall for the year, but we had 1 month, maybe this last month, that's almost a 12% increase over last year, which was a 4 or 5% increase over the year before. So it's pretty amazing that our revenue's doing that good. As long as the economy keeps growing, it'll keep us afloat and keep us paying the bills, providing the services.
So if we go to $15 an hour, what happens?
We'd be counting violation of this law. We can't get there.
Really?
No. Not unless, the only way that you can get there, in my opinion, when I've looked at, and I've been struggling with, actually next year will be, it was done in stair steps, and the county had also approached it in dealing with it every year in baby steps. You might say this wasn't just a baby step, it was 4.5% increase this year, plus lopping off the bottom 3 sections of the salary schedule for the code. Jobs have classifications. When you have supervision or money or carry a gun, say, or depending on the jobs, they have a different classification. We've had a major study done 3 years ago to classify and put us into see what we need to do to get in competition with to meet the competition in our neighborhood, whether it's other cities, other counties, or the general public, the private employers, so that we can keep, not only hire, but keep good help. And so those jobs are weighted, and each one of them is given a price. If you bring them all down to $15 and pay everybody $15, you might could do it. But you ain't going to have nobody working for you. The jobs that require the supervision, that require the extra issues. See, and something that most people don't have to deal with is we got stuck with a federal minimum wage law. And there's not a lot of people understand it, but we have salaried people, not just elected officials like myself or the sheriff or the clerk or whoever, but we had, when I started, I think we had about 17 people who were on salaries, which means they were exempt from overtime and they could be paid a salary, but most of them are on call 24/7. So I have 6 supervisors at Road and Bridge. They're all on salary. The minimum salary, and if you remember, there was a fight the last year of the Obama presidency. In the last quarter, they were talking about raising that to a $47,000 or $48,000 salary, and it was going to cause us to lose all. And we had one person that we could get there, and that's the captain at the sheriff's office. So there was no way we could get in there. So now the Federal Labor Standards Act, FLSA, if you hear us say FLSA, this is what this means. They have enacted, and they backed up from what they were looking at, the Department of Labor then, and enacted effective last Wednesday, was a new minimum wage for those salaried people. First of all, the job has to be able to be declared exempt from overtime. But now the minimum wage, it went from $23.7 to $35.6.
Ooh!
In one move. That's the minimum wage.
$12,000 jump?
And it's going to go up like 2% a year after that. But it was going to double, or nearly double. Well, actually, it was going to double. There was a federal court case in Texas that put a stay on it, and when Donald J. Trump became president, he axed it and went back and restudied it. Well, they have come forward now, and it's probably long overdue for a raise, because that's been that figure since the late 1970s. But we still have to deal with it. So all those people, and there's about 14 of them that works in the county, and several of them were under that threshold, and so we had to either turn them to hourly so that we would have to pay them overtime when they were no longer exempt. If you've got somebody at Road and Bridge, it's just a matter of when, not if, you're going to pay overtime, because you're going to get a snow and ice event. They're going to go on a 12-hour shift. They're going to share. They're going to run 24 hours a day. One or two or three of them's going to be there each shift, so they're going to start paying overtime, which will lead into that. It's the same money. So we moved all of them, and we got them all moved but one above that threshold, not that outside of Road and Bridge. But
so what happens in these counties like Clay County, Arkansas, then you get in the southeast part of the state where there's just not a lot of...
I don't know what they're doing. And I think their salary schedules must be closer together. They're just about to be. You can't have the top end and the bottom end. They got to be a little more crunched, which really hurts you in trying to find quality people to fill positions that need good people in them, the supervisor type people. But we've tried to address our issues to keep people, and we have some that's fixing to retire this year. It's been with the county over 20 years, some over 30. So we hope to keep that going and make it a good place to work, not only for pay and the satisfaction of the job well done and the serving the people, but they get paid well as well. So we're addressing that, but we keep getting these new minimum wage deals thrown at us, so we have to meet it. And it's a load on the budget. And the thing that you have to look at, and I've seen school districts and other government entities, that when you have a department that has to have a lot of equipment and has a lot of overhead as far as maintenance and operation, you cannot get above a 60 or 65% threshold on personal services. If you start getting above that, then you have what are they going to work with, because you have no money left to buy the tools or the places they need to work. So there's a happy medium to try to stay at or below, you cannot pay 100% of your revenue for salaries because there's no place, you can't take care of anything else. So you have to juggle that and keep an eye on it, and that's what we're trying to do. But it's our minimum wage, just to give you an example of what's happened, this is the beginning of my, what is this, 8th year? Yes. Minimum wage and the lowest paid position in Baxter County when I started was $7.25. Right now, effective January 1, 2020, the minimum wage in Baxter County is $10.54. So in $3.25, it has increased the minimum salary in Baxter County since I started in 8 years ago. So, or 7 years ago, beginning my 8th year. But that's how much we've had to. And, of course, on the top end, it's even way more than that. But
what people fail to realize, they're saying, well, that's good for the worker. Yeah, it's good for the worker.
Mm-hmm.
But when it affects government employees, like the county government, we pay that bill.
Yes.
So it's just, we're chasing our tails. So,
it's a direct the direct result of what happened because of this. Even with the increased revenue from the people giving us the 25-cent the 25-cent sales tax to maintain and operate the jail, that turned a lot of loose money and gave us a lot of increased revenue, which we thought would handle all this, but it didn't. So the quorum court, we asked the quorum court to consider, and they passed an increase in 2 mills on the property tax for our county general account, which is the only account that we can raise in such a fashion. Plus, it's the only account, the only revenue that we have that we don't have to share with all the cities in the county. Our road and bridge millage and our sales tax we share with all the cities. So we get 100% of that revenue, and it gives you a solid base. The 0.8 mills, which is the least in the state, which is any county that charges real estate millage on county general, we had the least in the state, and it was only bringing in about $450,000 a year. That's it. That's the total amount of revenue. So we had the sales tax, we're looking at $4 million. So that's for county general. It's shared with, it's not shared with road and bridge and those outside other entities. And then, of course, it costs you $1 million plus every year just to run the jail. So there's 25% of your sales tax revenue already taken up as operating a jail. So there was no place to go, and I'm not about to talk about any more sales taxes. We got too high sales tax now, and I know that as well as anybody because I pay it just like everybody else does. But this was it gives us a solid footing to raise that 2 mills to 2.8 mills, which will be an increase, and it will give us a solid basis to keep this going because we've got to raise the minimum wage to $11 an hour by next January.
But here's what's going to happen. Let's say you run for re-election. When if you wanted to run again, what, 22? Would be okay. People are going to say, well, that Mickey Pendergrass, you know what he did? He raised that millage on that real estate. No. Let's go back. We did it to ourselves.
We voted in. That was a voters' initiative that passed the minimum wage, yes.
And so
the government didn't raise it.
In order to follow the law, you had to raise the millage. What was it, 0.2? 2 mills. From
0.8 to 2.8. And that'll be reflected on this year's real estate bills. But to put into perspective, to know how much that's going to increase your real estate tax, you look at what ASU shows on your real estate. They collect 2 mills. That will be the increase. Whatever is on your real estate taxes, the people voted in a 2 mil to support ASU Mountain Home many years ago, and whatever that 2 mills is, that's how much your county general real estate tax will go up, plus what's already there, which is nothing, 0.8. The way it breaks down, the schools collect anywhere from 80 to 85% of the real estate tax. So the rest of us are collecting, depending on whether you live in the city or in the county. If you live in an incorporated city, the cities have their own millage. I think Mountain Home is 2, and some have others. But if you live out in the county, probably 85% of your real estate tax goes to the school system. If you live in the city, it'd be around 80 to 81 because the cities are also collecting. But the smallest people that were provided revenue off of real estate tax was Baxter County.
Wow.
Right now you have a millage on there for road and bridge. It's 2.7, so that would be just about the same as what your county general. Your county general would be just a tad bit more than that if you want to know what the total bill is going to be. But road and bridge is 2.7. It can max out at 3. County general now will be 2.8, which can max out at 5. Most counties, well, I figured that up. About half the counties are at 5. And some of the counties you mentioned, what are they going to do if the minimum wage goes to $15? They're already maxed out at 5. They have nowhere to go. They have no sales tax base. Fulton County's dealt with that. They passed a sales tax referendum over there last year, a year before, to just support their law enforcement. Their deputy sheriff, road deputies were making minimum wage.
So you're going to have Fulton, Sharp, Lawrence, Randolph.
And I think they have some room,
Clay.
but there's a lot of the other counties. I think Fulton's only at 3 mil, so they're just a little bit above us. But their sales tax revenue is if you look at where the people go to buy their stuff, 30% of their people are buying in Baxter County, not in Fulton County.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. That's where the shoppings are. Where the
Take a break. 7:36 more with the judge after this.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing embroidery and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
At Connor Family.
It's almost 7:40. Visiting with Mickey Pendergrass, Baxter County Judge. What else we need to talk about?
Well, we have a quorum court meeting tonight, and it's going to be a short agenda, about as short as I've ever seen, but we're going to have some presentations. The county does support some of the outlying organizations from the state and regional and county areas, so we'll have some presentations tonight. The quorum court's going to like me because it's a 3-item agenda until we throw this in there. The Historical Society we support them. The Conservation District and the Senior Center, the Van Mater Center's Area Agency on Aging, the county supports those entities as some others. And so we have started lining them up to ask them to, if we're going to send you money, we'd like to know what you're doing with it. Mm-hmm. And how this has been processed. So then the quorum court is the one that's doing this, so they need to hear you, and they gladly, and they're very well, and it's very educational. Everybody enjoys it, seems like, because it brings us up to date to some new things of what they're doing and how they're using the money that the county is providing. A lot of these entities also, the county is required by state law to provide office space for, like the Extension Service, the Public Defender. We rent to Game and Fish. Who else? There's other places that we provide spaces for, and we provide some funding and help. So they're going to be there for that. So if you have a boring evening and anything to do at 6 o'clock in the courthouse on the second floor, we'll have some brief presentations and we'll consider the one of the things on the agenda is we have. One of the departments had a little collision with a deer with one of the vehicles, and we're trying to move some money around and get it reallocated to provide a new vehicle for them. We have a lot of deer collisions that we have to deal with, and this one even it was an older vehicle, so it was totaled pretty easy, but even had a push bar rack on the front of it. My goodness. Still totaled it out because of its age. But what else we got going on is I have been. And I'll say more about this later, but I was asked by the governor's office to serve on the complete count committee for the statewide census, and how important it is for everybody to be counted. April 1st, 2020 is the drop dead date for census. Everybody can be counted, and you're going to have ways to register to the census this year like you have never before. Now, I'm sounding like Donald Trump now, but it's true. Like never before, you got 3 different ways that you can go reply to the census. And once you reply, it's logged through the whole system. They won't bug you no more. So do it on April 1st and say April Fools and do it anyway. So, it is important in the push of this committee, and there's a lot of local committees in different areas. We have every 10 years when the constitutional required census count from the United States government, and it's a totally separate division, but it is a constitutional office and responsibility. But we have found a lot of places in Arkansas in certain areas that have been historically undercounted, and that's what we're trying to stay from. We want everybody, no matter who you are, what your standing is in society, what your legal status is, all that stuff. We don't care. We just want to know where you're at and that you're here and that you're alive and kicking. So we want 100% count as close as possible. Actually, we want 100% count. So I've been working with that. We've been meeting since August or September, and I have a meeting tomorrow in Conway. We're meeting at AETN headquarters, and they will live stream the committee meeting and probably doing some public service announcements, and they will be available to you all at this station. AETN will ship them out to anybody that wants to do the PSAs, and I planned on being there to record one tomorrow, so we'll see if I get that done. But now we have split the state up, and I'll learn more about this tomorrow, but we've split the state up, and they have given each one of us an area of responsibility in the state to present what we have and the opportunities. So the 3 ways you have: number 1, first time ever, you'll be able to go online and count yourself and count your family. And it will be logged and shared to the system, and it's over for you. If you do it on April 1st, you won't ever hear no more about it from anybody. Then you can return the and by the way, the problem with that, and the one thing that the committee has addressed, is we understand that folks like me don't have internet at the house. A lot of rural Arkansas has not good access. The library systems of Arkansas is part of our committee. There are public the public computers at the library. If you could probably stand in line, but you have access to those computers, you can do it there. You don't have to do it on your own personal computer. So there will be places you can do that if you wish to do that, or you can return in the mail form the little small the page. How many is it? 2 or 3 pages. You get very simple address, name, how many here, names, and return it back. You could mail back the form like we have since I've been doing census for all these years since I've been doing it. Or there'll be somebody knock on your door. We're going to get you counted. And we're going to know they've already been scoping the neighborhood. We have worked with them in the counties, our addressing offices, to confirm addresses that somebody lives at addresses. And if they don't hear back from that address, you're going to get that right there. So they're hiring people right now, and it pays good. You have to be trained. You have to apply and be trained, accepted, and then go get training. And in May, about the middle of May, the doors are starting to be knocked on.
Why don't you explain exactly why it's so important to be counted? Because there's a lot of people that look, I don't want to tell them where I live. I don't need to tell them.
People want to live off the grid. Folks, they already know where you live. That's not going to work.
You're already on the grid.
You're already on the grid, yes. They've already confirmed these addresses. They know you're there. They just don't know how many's there, and they want your legitimate part of it. So this is why it's important. The fathers of our country declared it important. Number one, it's in the Constitution. It's the only one great responsibility the federal government has that is written into the Constitution for this reason. They want the people's house to be represented equally amongst all the people in the country. Without a census, they don't know how to divide the district of the U.S. congressman. If you recall correctly, when the Constitution was written, the United States Senate represented the states, and in my innocent, small opinion, it should still be. The 17th Amendment changed that, and it ought to be revoked. But that's the way the forefathers set up. They set up that 2 senators would be representing the states, elected by the state assemblies. The congressmen, the House of Representatives, which is now 435 members, would be a representative of the people by an equal count divided amongst all the representatives. If we don't have a census count, we don't know what that number is, and you will not be counted in it. That's number one. You go down from there, it also now applies to state senators, districts, equally represented, divided among the people, which is a committee of the governor, the attorney general, and the secretary of state. Creates that committee, and they divide all those districts for the state house and for the state senate. We need your count for that, so that if you've never looked at that map right over there that's hanging on the wall that shows the House of Representatives, and look how ridiculous some of those districts are, that's because that's where the people are. If we know where everybody else, maybe they could fix some of that. And then it get down as far as justice of the peace districts in Baxter County or in any county. They are also divided up by an equal representation. We have 11 districts, and we have a map in my office that shows 11 districts, and they go from 4 or 5 of them touching City of Mountain Home to 1 covering everything from the bypass to the Big Flat.
Yeah.
So it's basically all one district, and then there's a large one up north and a large one over in the northeast.
Now, which districts are these?
Just as the peace, Quorum Court districts. They're
look at
also
Congressional
divided.
District 1, Rick Crawford's district.
So if we have, and it's important to the cities, because if the city's actual census count, the sales tax that the counties collect is shared with all the incorporated cities based upon the percentage of population of the county. Mountain Home has about 24% of the percentage of Baxter County population. If the census changes that, they get whatever that percentage is of our sales tax revenue. That's where it's coming from. That's where it goes back to. So it's important to the cities even more so than the counties, because they get more money if they got a bigger count. So it's important to them to get that. But that's some of the reason. Was there another one that I've left out?
No, I knew the money thing was a big thing because it was amazing. I don't know the whole thing, but they were giving me some statistics. Even 1% was a large amount of money.
Well, I happen to know what that is. This is federal money that you're talking about, and the governor has a video out there that put that, and you know how these politicians are in state and federal government. They like to talk in the sphere of 10 years. It's $990 million that 1% undercount will cost the state over a 10-year
Say that
period.
again?
So $990 million over a 10-year period. So let's break it down. $99 million a year of federal turnback money. That's 1% undercount. That's what it'll cost you. So the money that's returned back that we send to IRS and our federal taxes that comes back, and Arkansas has really got a good share of it. Senator Bozeman put me in my place one time in his office about that. That's another story. But 1% undercount will cost us $99 million a year.
Yeah.
So over a period of 10 years, about $1 billion.
While that soaks in, we're going to take another break. Be right back.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
In 2014, I had back surgery, and I had always been told that chiropractic care, once you have that, is not possible. After coming up here to see Doc Osgood, I've learned just how much it is helpful, and I find now that I can do a lot more activities like mowing the yard, or even my job as a sports reporter. Going to the games is not a problem anymore. I don't have near the problem that I used to, and as I keep progressing, I think it'll get better and better.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
It's almost 7:53, and we want to pick up on the what we just went off on break, where the 1% miscount could cost us $99
million a year.
A year for 10 years.
And that's federal turnback monies that the federal government sends here, and it's based upon a population count. But what we had off the air, what we had talked about, we need to refer to the 2 major sources of the uses of that money, and it goes to different places. Medicare is number 1, and highway and bridges number 2. That's where our large sources of that money comes, that we depend on a lot of turnback from the federal government.
West Memphis needs their turnback since 1968, don't they?
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah,
we won't get in on my Judge Wheelis's territory, but a lot of that has to have matching funds raised from Arkansas, and our state legislature and governor has to match it to get it. But that's not the money that comes available. If you recall, a few years ago, the federal government provided more highway transportation money to Arkansas than we had money to match. So the governor was having to go into, this is several years ago, into this rainy day fund, and then the House legislature was scraping to find more funds to match to get that federal money here, because our senators at the time had done a good job of getting it come, but we couldn't match it to get it. But that money's got to be available. If we have an
dollar match?
No, it wasn't. It's like the project we did in down in the National Forest. That I inherited, and then we got done, and we're trying to get the next leg lined up to do now. That's federal force money, and the feds funded 85% of it. So the state and the county had to match the rest. But they funded the most of it. Of course, they make the rules when you do the work, which costs you the most of it. But they do. You got to have something like a 20 or 25% match on a lot of that stuff. But we have 4 U.S. congressmen in Arkansas right now. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're in District 1 here, right?
Mm-hmm. Rick Crawford.
Congressman Rick Crawford. His district has enlarged ever since I remember. Because of the population, it goes from Missouri to Louisiana.
It does. Yeah.
Goes from here to the
White River West and goes down to southeast Arkansas and Louisiana.
Goes to the Mississippi on the east and to Louisiana on the south. And it has grown. It was only about 24 counties just a few years ago. Well, now it's 30 counties. Well, northwest Arkansas is collapsing because it's growing over there, and District 4 is the same in southern Arkansas. What we have, if we have an undercount, why I say all that gobbledygook is because we could lose one of those 4. Those also equal the number of electoral votes we have in a presidential race. We have 6 electoral votes, 4 congressmen, 2 senators. If we lose one of the congressmen, now we only have 5 electoral votes. We become less and less important in the country. So it's important that people in Arkansas get counted, that we count everybody. We want it to be fair. We want it to be right. We want everybody. We want 100% count so that we do not lose a congressman. We get that money still coming in here, and we don't have the undercount. And with this committee, we're working with the governor's office and asking him and working through our own. I really enjoy working with Colonel Todd, who is the Secretary of Veterans Affairs and the governor's staff. He's been a friend for a long time, great fella, and he has some great ideas. And we work with people like that to reach those hard-to-count areas, and we're hopefully get 100% count this year. But it's important.
It is.
I have got quite an education serving on this committee, and I actually had breakfast or had a coffee in the governor's mansion a few weeks ago. As we were making a contribution to his governor's mansion's fund to maintain and upkeep it, and they asked me to talk about that, and I said, "Well, Governor, I have to admit that I kind of pushed this off and didn't take it when I was first, but your people, thank goodness, stayed after me, and I've got quite an education over this, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve the state of Arkansas, and for the people of Baxter County to put me in that position. It's got me places like this that I never would have dreamed of, but a lot of good people serving there, and it's so important that we get everything counted. And we'll have a lot more to say. We'll be having public meetings, so if anybody's got any questions, or if you want a job, go to census.gov/job, census2020.gov, and then you have different options from all there. And just keep an eye on the media, on social media, and we'll be pushing stuff out. And if you know somebody, the people that listen to this program, the people that listen to me that I see all the time, they're going to get counted. Mm-hmm. But they know somebody that doesn't. And that's colleges and prisons and jails and universities, those kind of places, that's a different ballgame. They're taking care of that. So, but if you know somebody, make sure everybody gets counted where they reside.
Yep. And
if it's here, make sure they get counted.
You bet.
But
I got a map up here just as an idea,
yeah, it's the first district.
Here's the first congressional district. We're going to throw that up there, Scoop.
And there's a good chance it'll grow again.
That's a big district from Mountain Home to Chico County, Arkansas.
When you see White County is carved out of it there, and it's one of the largest landmass counties, so it's a large population. Searcy and Beebe are in that county, and they've had to go around it. It's really a tough struggle to shift those populations. When this map was drawn in 2010 and 11, I remember there was talk, and one of the suggestions was they split Baxter County between the 1st and 3rd district.
I don't like that.
I didn't either, and we threw a fit, and I talked to my predecessor, and we both threw a fit, I think, and it didn't get done. I don't know if we had any influence over it, but that's the kind of thing that can happen if his count don't go right, because a lot of the undercount in Arkansas, is in the southern half of that 1st district. Yeah. So that's why we're really attacking it.
All right.
So
Final
call
thoughts,
if you
about
do.
10 seconds.
Yeah, if you know, get ready. If it snows, we're ready.
Here it comes.
We may have forgot how to do it. We hadn't had a good snow in a long time.
Thank goodness.
But we'll recall real quick.
Hey, thanks for being
appreciate
here. Happy
everybody's
New Year.
support. Thanks for the 7 years of being your servant and looking forward to the next 3. So I'm thankful. Thank you all for having me.
With that, we'll say see you tomorrow. Have a great day.